So it's all like everybody just either studying, doing homework, or just working, doing something. And well, yeah, I think the class sizes differs with respect to Ghana, and also the interactivity as well. Like, because in Ghana, a professor would ask, like, are there any questions? And people would just sit there and not say anything. But here, like, you most likely have someone asking a question and getting the feedback, or going for office hours and doing all of these things that help build you as a student. Yeah.
Okay, I also share mine. So with the education I had in Ghana, it was a very good one. Because we had a lot of things to learn, but because of that, it has helped me when I came here because here the workload is not much. There's flexibility, that's the pros, but there is a con in it because if you don't take care, you might also relax and it might affect your grades, especially with online classes. Online classes mostly they post the questions in. If you don't take care, you not actually learn. Just be just doing your assignments with GPT. Yes, we just be doing your assignments and you might not actually get the concept. So we have to know how to. Helping me is how I used to learn in Ghana. I'm studying that here and it's really helping me. So yeah.
Let me ask you this question, but sorry I dropped. Do you think national students? If yes, what are your reasons and motivation to study in the USA?
So I think the US provides you with a lot of opportunity to network. I think that's the most important thing because there's a lot of people from different backgrounds, different like countries, and you never know who might be the person to introduce you to maybe your next job. So I feel like that's the most prominent thing with for international students who want to connect with other people, gain experience with people from diverse backgrounds. Like the US would be the best choice for them. And also, I think another point that Theophilus mentioned that I want to re-echo is the fact that you're able to have like a personal support from your advisor or your supervisor, unlike not to bad mouth, and this is like I need help, and they'll be willing to provide it for you. But I feel like back home, it's hard for people to vocalize that kind of, issues that they go through. So I believe for international students, especially Ghanaians who are considering studying abroad, US might be the best choice for them because it's a place where you can meet a lot of people from diverse and also you get the personal support to make sure that you grow in whatever goals that you want to achieve.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you for that. It's a very difficult question, especially with respect to the current political to just say the right things. So, look, I've always defined good education to be how lucky you are to get an incredibly good professor. Like, regardless of wherever you are, if you're in Ghana, if you're anywhere else in this world, if you have a really good teacher that is good education, neglect the name of the school and everything. If you know how to do your job, you are just set. You can be laid off and you're really efficient in your job, you're good to go. um so is the US a good place for international education? Just like Mina said, it's a good place to network, and it's very easy to be only restricted to some sort of circle or four corners where you have absolutely nothing to do. So here, for you to have an incredibly good US education, it is subjective. You need to also make an effort. Your professors would help, but you also need to be very aggressive to initiate the conversation, initiate the connection. Like, just move out there and just try to create your own way out of nowhere. So that's just the answer that I can give. But just get a good professor. Get a good professor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so my say in this is
but my follow
the
process
US,
again.
if not the best, is one of the best place to be as an international student. As you've all
Nti,
said, because of
so
the
nti ɛno na
networking,
ɛyɛ nsɛm yɛyɛ
there's a
record
very
bi
good
ma
place to get
yɛn.
opportunities because if you prepare, you will definitely
But
get an
also this
opportunity
we
to
have to
meet
second days,
immigrations.
second days.
And there's a community here in this school. It's an HBCU, that's a historically black um, college or university. That so we have programs like for HBCUs, so for blacks here. So it really supports us. There's something called Color Stack here, and it really helps us connect to the world, the real world out there, and it's really helping most of us here. Just as our brother Theophilus said, you also have to put in your work, your own work, and then you definitely meet opportunities. So comparing it to Ghana, okay, I didn't have much experience in the university in Ghana, so I will stay here with what I have here for now. And yeah, the networking is great, but just connect to people around. People have passed through this, and you just ask questions to people who have also been in your stead, and then you get connections. So that's it for me.
Thank you. Mina, this question goes to you. How different is graduate school from the undergraduate school?
So I did my undergrad in Ghana, so I'm going to compare it to my undergrad experience in Ghana and then my graduate experience
Right.
in the US. Yeah. So it's very different. For graduate school, it's focused more on like research and then independent learning. It's like you're your own master, and you've been given all the resources, all the opportunity to thrive, but then you have to take the initiative to make sure that you're able to achieve, whatever milestones you're supposed to achieve for every academic year. So yeah, mainly it's research. Like you don't sit in class and do a lot of, regular lecture classes. It's more seminar style. I believe I've mentioned this before. So it's more like they want to know what you think about, what other researchers are talking about in their publications. You're not just reading and then coming in to sit down and listen to the, professor pouring knowledge into you. It's more of a constructed educational environment. So everybody's sharing their opinion. Everybody's giving their perspective or sharing their reflections on the reading. And also, one major thing is that you have to be self-motivated if you're going to do graduate school, because in undergrad, I think there's more freedom. With graduate school, you're time conscious, you're managing your time properly because there's a lot of things that you need to get done. You're doing research, you're going to class, you have other responsibilities like normal life things are also going on. So if you don't make the time to like take care of yourself, you might end up, you know, becoming stressed and overwhelmed easily. Graduate school is hard, honestly. I have to be blunt here. It's hard, but then you can do it if you set yourself, like if you're self-disciplined and if you're self-motivated and you find, the right people to surround yourself to give you like a strong support system. Yeah. So that
Yeah, thank you. Now let's talk about the school you are representing today. What is so unique about your school? Now it's time to hype your school. Please share with that. What is so unique about your school?
okay, so let me start with something. We are Penn State. We are
Wow.
Penn State. We are Penn State. And then
Say.
usually you say thank you, and then the crowd will respond, "You're welcome." You see, our school, we are also very polite like most Ghanaians. We don't joke with our being polite to people. But by the way, one thing I want to highlight is that Penn State is like one of the best decisions that I ever made for graduate school. I feel like it's one of the schools in like the whole world that focuses on like academic excellence, community engagement. They're always committed to like providing students with real world experiences, and that's something that I really like about it. So let me just focus on my department or my college, the Belisario College of Communication. It's a college that focuses on mass communication, advertising, PR, strategic communication. And most of these things are not just, theory or stuff that you learn from books. You have to practice. So one of the best things that they've done is that they have like recording studios. They have the right facilities, like first class facilities, to make sure that students don't just sit in the classroom and learn, but also practice and also go out there and use the knowledge that they've acquired. So most programs, or most students usually have like a capstone, project that they do, and that is like they get graded on it, and they have to do something in the real world. So you're applying what you've learned, and you're getting like the real world experience. So they'll go to like companies, they'll do internship or freelancing with them, and then based on that experience, the people in that company will review them, and then they'll get grades for it. So it's like they're balancing class work with practical experience. And one thing that they always say at Penn State is that we have like world class resources, but then we have a small school feel. Like we have all the right resources, but then we are well connected. Like we are a community that supports each other. Yeah. So that's it for me.
We are.
Penn State.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow, that's an incredible school spirit. Well, I cannot say the same because like with what is a really really subtle, cool, calm school. We don't have things like this, but yeah, um we do have our own way of having fun. So about my school, I think with what is incredible for computer science and then business, I have seen a lot of business institutions having coming to with what to recruit students directly from there. It almost seems like they have a connection there that almost every year they pick students from with what just to either intern or work in these big business institutions like Deloitte and Accenture and PwC and all that. And aside that, the computer science also here is incredible. Well, I got the opportunity to, and I must say that I got a little bit lucky though. And after this, I will probably share how you can also play your cards so you can also be lucky like I did. I was fortunate to have had an advisor who used to work at Microsoft when I came here. So he was just connecting me to all of the resources that I would need. But I had to ask first. They're just there. It's very hard for them to identify what you may want or what you may need just by you staying there because they are responsible for a lot of students. So I would always, and that was when I came here, my first semester. I would always go to his office, be telling him stuff that I have done in the past and stuff that I would be doing in the future, and I would show him my resume. He would include me even in programs that I wasn't qualified to be in. And guess what? In the end, I was able to secure an internship offer from NVIDIA. And this was the very year when NVIDIA stock grew like 1,000%. So just when NVIDIA became the most valuable company in the entire world, worth $3 trillion, that's when I also got my internship. And it wasn't easy. I did several interviews, I was failing, and this professor would tell me, do it this way, let's do it this way. It felt more like a personal connection, you know. But this is the key. Right when you come here, please don't relax at all. Even when you're in Ghana, I will tell you if you know you're coming here to do computer science, cyber security, start from Ghana, start coding from Ghana, start something from Ghana. Like go on YouTube, study something. Because I was already coding in Ghana before I came here. I'd actually built a fully functional mobile application, and that was it. First year, first semester, every hiring institution is just going to be perplexed by you being a first year student and having built your own app. So I was getting a lot of interviews. It's very, very easy to start in Ghana than to come here because when you come here, the workload, I don't know the workload that Patrick was talking about, but me, the workload is a lot. Oh my Jesus. The assignments, you will not get time to breathe. They give you way too many assignments that you almost always never have time to do your independent studies. And you can be saved by starting something from Ghana before coming here. By that, you'll have some momentum to get started with. And also, when you come here, try to find someone who is at least one semester ahead of you or a year ahead of you, who is going to be telling you the right classes to take at the right time, the professors to take those classes with. You may think those things do not matter, but it matters a lot. If you are in the wrong class at the wrong time, you will suffer a lot. If you take the wrong professor at the right time, you suffer a lot. So, like, this is what I would say. But overall, I'm having an incredibly good experience. And yes,
Here we lost. I think because the reason I said that because maybe this is my first semester so far. Yeah, my first semester here, so I haven't really faced that workload. But so far, GSU has been great because before coming to GSU, I wasn't sure until I came here. Because when I came to meet my community, the Ghanaians, Nigerians, the other Africans here, I really love their working spirit. And if you want to know more about GSU, go check LinkedIn. You see a lot of stuff our students are doing, and the professors are just helping out everyone. And then, like, we are making our name there. You see a lot of stuff people are doing, and there are a lot of fun activities here too. But I'm a person who doesn't like. I'm really indoor person, but there are lots of fun activities here too. And if you a person who likes jamming on all those things, there are lots of stuff here. But you have to also learn how to manage your time, all those. Yeah. So one thing I love about GSU is where we are. We are not in a very vibrant like city. We're in a very small town. You can say village of USA. Gambling is a very small town. You can say deserted, but yeah, it's really helping us because you don't have that much traffic around, and then there's no more distractions. Yeah, so you have that peace of mind to study, and the community, as I said earlier, is very great. The guys are really pushing it, and they really set the path for you to follow because they are really doing well. And then I look forward to also book an internship. I wanted to book an internship, but I realized I was not eligible because I had to um, cover a full year for a CPT. But GSU has been so great, and the professors are so loving. They really listen to students because our numbers are small. They listen to you. They know each and everyone's strengths. And when you have any question, just go and see a professor. You don't know the connection he has who just help you. So GSU is really a loving community. So if I'm really loving GSU.
Wow. So, please mention 5 fun facts about your school. 5 fun facts about your school. Mina, will you start for us?
Sure. Um, so I know Penn State has like the largest alumni network in the world. Like we have over 600,000 alumni like all over the world. We have the largest stadium in the United States. It's called it's one of the largest actually it's called Beaver Stadium. And there's some news about it possibly being one of the training grounds for the upcoming World Cup. So that's exciting. And think we also have like over 1,000 student-run organizations. So if you're looking for opportunities to interact with like other students or organizations that are focused on promoting their culture or gaining some new skills, there's a lot of opportunity for you to do that. And also, I think I'll go to my department for number 4. I would say that I think I mentioned this earlier, but my department is like number 2 in the world. I have to keep saying this. It's number 2 in the world. It's like one of the best communication programs in the world. And also, just yesterday, we found out that over 75 students in our department won over like 200 awards within the 2024 and 2025
Wow.
academic year. And most
Wow.
of these awards were for like their research, for competitions, for like just producing quality work and receiving awards for it. So once again, if you're interested in like a school that is doing amazing work and you want to gain practical skills, like keep an eye on Penn State.
Yeah.
great. So, 5 facts. I would say academic excellence. And I would also chip in that we are kind of good with sports, even though we are not that popular. We are, I think, Division 3. And right in the same city, we have spawned another school called Gonzaga. So Gonzaga is like way advanced in sports than we are, but like we still like ours. And I would say it's an incredibly expensive school. Trust me, Whitworth is very expensive. So brace yourself, but it's worth it. It's really worth it. Um, Taking into consideration the resources that they offer, so it makes up for the cost. And then it's a pretty small school, so you know everybody. You know everybody. Nobody's getting missing. It is very subtle, and it's also in an incredibly good place. We are in Washington State, and I need to say this: we are. It's different from Washington D.C. I had to correct people every time. Whenever I say I'm in Washington, people think it's Washington D.C., but DC is very different from Washington State. And in Washington State, the standard of living is very high. I think we have one of the highest minimum wage. But here in the city of Spokane, the standard of living is low, even though the payments that you get is still high. So that's also one fun fact. You would work and then get paid more, but you're going to spend less in that. Yep.
Okay. So five fun facts about GSU. I will start with our museum. We have a museum called the Eddie G. Robinson Museum. It's to commemorate to celebrate our legend called Eddie G. Robinson. He's a notable person here, and then he's a legend in football. In the US, one sport that's really popular here is football. People love football a lot. I say football, but here their football is different. Yes. So their football, Eddie G. Robinson is one person who he had a lot of history, a lot of wins, 408 wins, and if you are someone who loves football, you know Eddie G. Robinson. So he's someone who was a student here. So we have a museum just for him, and also we have a marching band. We have a marching band, and the marching band is also one of the best marching bands in the US. So you could go search about a marching band. And academics, our community is very vibrant. I mean, if you want to push, you get it. So here, academics, just connect, just find people, ask questions here, and then you get connected to whatever you want to get connected to. So we being an HBCU is not limiting us at all. All opportunities are available to us, except those you have to be a US citizen to get. Apart from those ones, any other thing for international students, the HBCUs, we have connections that can help you get there. You just have to all prepare. Yes. And also, other fun facts is we have a lot of programs here. Events, there are lots of events, as I said earlier, there are lots of social events here. Yes. So there's 1 week and a week-long event called Tiger Fest. That's a series of events that happen on campus, and it's really vibing. Trust me, if you are someone who likes vibing, that week is for you. Yes. And one last fun fact is our international programs. We offer a lot of international programs for students, especially for international students. It can be online or in person. So we partner with University of West Indies, and also we allow exchange of students between faculties. We can change um, the faculty. And I want to see one thing. And one thing I really came to love at GSU, I don't know if it's the same in all other universities in the US, is how flexible your course registration is. You can you can choose to um go for a final year course. I mean, you can do any course you want. You have to just meet the required credit hours, but you can choose like register for any course in your curriculum. And it's one thing that I really loved about it. And when you start a course and then If you feel like the lecture is boring you can choose to withdraw it before the deadline and choose like it that thing really helps here. And then so these are some of the fun facts here at GSU.
Okay, thank you. So, how does your school prepare students towards the world of work? Let's look at that as well.
So aside from the academic part, um, I know that different departments have like career fairs for students. So with this career fairs, usually do have like companies with openings who come in and then they'll have like a display booth where you can ask questions and also maybe, have someone review your CV as well. So career fairs is one of them. And usually those career fairs are organized by different colleges. And also there's other, career fairs that is organized by like the graduate school itself, and then other career fairs that are organized by like the university as a whole. So for the ones organized by the university as a whole, it has like opportunities for both graduate students and undergrads. And you get to, interact with people from like different opportunities for people who are interested in academia and also those who are interested in industry. They get a chance to interact with people who are already there and ask them questions and also get opportunity to, have their CV reviewed. And also the International Students Service also has this program or conference that they do every semester. It's called the Global Careers Institute. And I had the opportunity to be part of it last semester. And what they do is that they give you the chance to do like an online course at your own pace, and you get to learn about different things that you need to know when you're working with other people from different cultures. And then at the end of that program, you get a certificate. And also the alumni network, I believe they also have like a weekly office hours. You just go in, join on Zoom, you ask questions, any help that you need pertaining to getting a job or advice on the you know getting a job. You can ask them and then they'll do it for you. They also have like a weekly workshop where they help people with CVs as well, and also LinkedIn, like building your brand, your personal brand, to make sure that you're able to get a job that you're interested in. So I think there's a lot of opportunities. As I think Patrick and Theophilus mentioned, you just have to put yourself out there and just ask the right questions and you should be fine.
Okay.
Great. So preparation from my school, there's almost in every program there's a class that you need to take that literally is just meant to show you how the job market is and like your chances of getting a job and how to even survive in the job. So in computer science, we have a class called software engineering. So there, it's almost like they build you and then they encourage you to go out there and then look for opportunities in order to write code or be a program manager, project manager, product manager, and the likes. Um, I think, and also if you're fortunate enough to get an internship in that class, you also get some credits. So it's all like parts of the things that they do to push you in order to prepare you for the job market. Because you don't want to just learn all the theories in school and come out one either not being having any clue of how the job market or how the field is, so like they do a good job with that. And like Amina said, career fairs, they invite companies to the school to recruit. But here is the thing. One thing that I realized about the career fairs is because you're an international student, you're an F1 visa, there's a lot of restrictions. So a lot of the companies that would come here, they mostly do not like to hire international students. So a lot of them, they can bring like 20, 25, 30 companies here, and about like just two would entertain you being on F1 visa. So one other thing that I would push is Patrick mentioned something called like color stack to mitigate all that is happening with the restrictions. Go out there, join any of these clubs, and then try to be aggressive. Immediately they put a link in apply. When I came here, I started looking for internship in my first semester, even though I was told that I need to wait for 9 months. I didn't care. I was just putting in be just applying, because like, fine, you can apply and get the job, but you cannot work. That was my thinking when they said that I cannot work because I haven't spent 9 months here or 2 semesters here. My thinking was, what if I get the job, but then I tell them that I can only work at this time? A lot of people are tricked into believing that, well, I need to spend a year before I start applying. You applying is different from you working. That's how I separated the two. So right in my first year, my first semester, I just kept applying. I had the professors to help, and they were just guiding me. I think I wasn't getting into the technical role, so that was the help that I get from my professor. He made me change my resume to be more generic so I can get a product management role, and then later on I switched to being a software engineer. So, yep.
Okay, so with the little stay here, how the school prepares us is just when you network, you see the opportunities around. Yeah, so I think Theophilus spoke for me about the Color Stack. Color Stack has um, a club that connects blacks and Latinos to the outside world for us to get opportunities. But you have to be vibrant, as he said, you have to be vibrant. And aside Color Stack, the organizations here too, we have, if you get involved in the organizations here, the associations here, you're always a step ahead of someone else because when you get involved, as you add to your CV, you also like it helps you yourself, also helps you get connections to other people. And for my program, we send we are given whenever there is an opportunity to for any course or any program we are sent it to our student portal. So we are exposed to the opportunities outside. Yes, the real world opportunities. And then if you do it, you will get it. But if you don't do it, you just keep waiting. So, Brother Theophilus, I'll keep applying until I get.
Sure. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
Alright,
I think
because I be
let let's
next this.
okay.
Oh,
Please go ahead.
yeah.
okay. I think, yeah, sure. Keep applying. I just reached out. I just connected to a guy from your school, Grambling State. He will be interning at NVIDIA as well in California. I think his name
Is
is
it
Elikem.
Elikem? Yeah, Haminu?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Sure. So you can get more tips from him.
Hey,
He's I'm sure he would help.
yeah.
And yes, the Ghanaian guys here, like, people are working, Auntie Margaret. People are really aggressive. I love how the energy that the guys bring from Ghana. They are very aggressive. They get here and then you hear that. Could you believe that at NVIDIA last year I had 3 Ghanaians and we were all interning? That really blew my mind. So when you come, like, the system will actually make you aggressive, even if you are like, you would love to be aggressive because everybody is actually working and being aggressive.
Thank you. Now let's talk about the application process. Did you apply to your schools right in Ghana? If you did, kindly walk us through your application process.
Yes, so for my master's, I applied from Ghana, and I remember the first process was just filling the form online, uploading the required documents. So usually you would need your personal statement, you would need your CV, and also recommendation letters. I think usually it's like 3 recommendation letters. And one advice that I would give on the recommendation letters is that if you're someone who has had like experience in industry and also you're now moving from and then maybe the other two can be from maybe a professor or your supervisor from your school, so that at least there's some kind of diversity in that. So after I uploaded everything, I waited for a bit, I got a response, and I think I had an interview, and it didn't really feel like an interview, it felt more like a conversation to know more about my interest and whether or not the program was the right fit for me. And after that, I got my offer, and the offer came with a GTA position, to the graduate teaching assistantship position, which helped with covering my tuition, stipend, and also a certain percentage of my health insurance. So I can talk about the GTA offer like later on in the discussion. Yeah, so give us.
Yes, so I also applied from Ghana. I think the school was recommended by Education USA. And when I applied, I think Whitworth has, I've forgotten the term to use, but they have some sort of affiliation to Education USA. Foundation first, and secondly, they encouraged. After I got into Whitworth, there were some external scholarships. They have this scholarship. I think it's called Education USA scholarship, or maybe I don't know the actual name for it. But basically, a school with Education USA, you get some free money as well, which is in the form of a scholarship. Yes, so I did apply through the Common App. I wrote the essays, the Common App essay, and then like the other essays. Wow, I've forgotten the terms that we used to use, but then there are other essays aside the Common App essay. And that wasn't the only school that I applied. I applied to several other schools as well. Eventually, I got, I think, over 80% scholarship, and that was my best shot. That was the best scholarship that I got, with respect to all the schools that I got into, and which was given by Whitworth University, and that's why I chose to come here.
All right. So for the Gremlin, I applied when I was in Ghana. I applied on their website because I had exhausted the number of schools I can apply on the college board. So I applied to the school directly from their website. It was a recommendation by a friend I met in Education USA who knew someone who was at US. So when you apply, I had to requirements, my transcripts, my other documents, my SAT score to the school, and then it took about just 2 weeks for everything for me to get the scholarship I had, application process. So, but with their feedback, the feedback is quite a problem. So if you get someone who is here who can ask on behalf of you, like because of the time difference, you're in Ghana, you might not know the time to call the office. Yes. So if you get someone here who can call for you and check out for you, you're fine to go. Yeah. So that also helped me because it really made the application short, like the process short for me. And then I had admission, and then I had to follow up, and then yeah. Oh, okay. Before
Right.
that, sorry. Before that, I want to say something. So after I had admission to come during the fall semester, but there were some issues, so I had to defer to the spring semester. So yeah, so that's with it. If you get someone who can talk for you here with my school, you'll get it. And what they required was, so all those who want their requirement, what they required was 1300 plus with your SAT score, and then a GPA of 3.5 or above to get full funding. So that's the requirement. So all those who need that info.
Thank you. Mina, this question goes to you. What are some of the challenges you face on campus as a graduate student regarding your academic work?
Well, I think I touched a bit on this, but it's mostly handling like the various responsibilities that comes with graduate school. So for most graduate students, they're either graduate research assistants or they are graduate teaching assistants, which means that you're doing research, you're supporting a professor doing research, or you're supporting a professor teaching a class, or sometimes you actually are the instructor of record, like you're teaching a class on your own, which was something that I did my first 2 years during my master's. I was teaching like 2 to 3 classes per semester. And aside from that, you would have to attend your own classes. So there's a minimum number of classes that you have to attend. I think for us, it's like 9 credit hours. So imagine you're teaching 2 to 3 classes per semester, and you're also attending 3 classes, and you're also doing research as well. So it can be overwhelming. It can be a bit difficult to handle, but once again, it's all about how you manage your time and how you're trying to find like a balance between, all that work and also finding time to take care of yourself. So that's mainly one of the like major challenges that most international students face or most graduate students face. And aside from that, there's also the issue of homesickness. You can't get the regular food that you are used to over here. And even if you're able to buy like ingredients to make, something from home, it's expensive, but you still have to do it once in a while just so that, you get a feel of home. But mainly just handling all of those resources and also doing teaching and research at the same time. So it can be a lot, but you just have to find a way of managing your time and being like self-disciplined and not giving up easily, because it can get a bit crazy sometimes.
Thank you. So Mina talked about homesickness or feelings of loneliness. So let me ask this question. This goes to Theophilus and Selby. How do you handle homesickness or feelings of loneliness? And please talk about the weather condition as well in your state and how you've been able to cope with these different
sickness. Oh my God. Yeah. It's a really, really big thing. You would think it's not gonna hit you until it actually in Ghana, my friends and I would meet, we'd go and watch football right from like either a Friday night or Saturday morning. And that's our entire weekend. We would just watch football through the whole of Saturday, through the whole of Sunday, till Sunday midnight. And we will argue, shouting on top of our voices. This was life and this was fun to us. But now that I'm here, still I get to watch football, but like it's not the same feeling. I'm still in the same WhatsApp group with my friends, but it's not like that anymore. Making friends is also something kind of hard here as well. Even when you want to get close and build some social connection, especially here where the city that I am, some cities is very different. So here is like, I think predominantly over 95% whites, and then any other race at all. And it's very different. Unlike, I think, Grambling State, where like there's a lot of Ghanaians, or Cornell, where there's a lot of Ghanaians. So you never really feel that loneliness as such. And how I resolve it, I think, some once in a while, you just wait until midnight, call your mom, call your dad, call your friends and talk. Those here and back home. And once in a while, if you have any small African gathering or events, just try, like, cut the homework aside, cut the schoolwork aside for once, and just go there, touch the grass, meet people, laugh, smile, talk. This is something that would only come once in a while. So when it comes, just make good use of it and make it hold you for the time being. So that is how I mostly resolve. And about the weather, it is incredibly snowy here. So I live in the northwest side of the US. We are very close to Canada. The weather can really hit you so hard. Like, so the warm clothes, the cardigans that I thought were really protective that I brought from Ghana, I bought at the Doom PZs. They don't work here. Trust me. If you come here, come and get your jacket here. If you decide to bring jackets from Ghana, you end up wasting money. Yeah, so it can be really, really cold, really, really snowy. I've seen people slip through the snow and hit their head and died, and I've seen people get seriously injured. I've seen cars rolling here and there, so it can be really dangerous too. But just take good care of yourself, be properly clothed, and then just be careful and stay safe. Yep.
Hey, I'll start with the weather. It was really cold when I came here. I thought when I came here, I thought the weather at the airport was the same weather outside the airport until I stepped out. It was really cold, but it doesn't snow here though. it doesn't snow here, but it's really cool when it's cold. But for now, it's good. But when I came here, no matter how many clothes I wear, I was still shivering. So that was the weather. And about homesickness, though I haven't been here for long, I immediately missed my food at Ghana when I came here. Yes, but aside that, the friends I have here are almost all of them are Ghanaians, yes, because of the community I am in. And that loneliness, I don't actually feel it because I have them around. Yes. So that's it about the homesickness.
Thank you. So, what advice do you all have for anyone who decides to apply to your schools?
I think my first advice would be to start early, like read, do as much research as possible about all the schools that you're interested in, and also look out for like funding opportunities. I think that's something that sometimes we forget about. We focus on just getting admission without thinking about the funding aspect of it. So I know that most universities, they have like pages where you can read about different funding opportunities, scholarship, GTA positions, GRA positions, and even also doing research outside the school to find other funding opportunities to maybe complement whatever support you get from the schools. So do as much as research as you can. Look out for funding opportunities. And I think I mentioned something about the GTA positions. So GTA positions are like opportunities where you work for the school and then you get a tuition waiver and then you get a stipend and a discount on your health insurance as well. So those kind of opportunities is a good way of funding your education in the US if it's something that you're considering. And then last but not the least, make sure that you try and connect with someone who's already in the school that you're interested in. They can give you like a wealth of advice on things that you should look out for and even opportunities that you might not even know about. So do your research, find funding opportunities, and also find someone within the schools that you're interested in and ask them like very relevant questions to help you, succeed in your application process. Yeah.
Yes, I will only stress on one thing. Make sure that you are in good financial position, because the only thing that can really distract your education here is your finances. If you are not in good financial standing, oh my God, trust me, you will almost always regret even coming here to study. And regardless, well, now I'm even if you know like you don't have any funding, or you don't have any plan of how to pay your tuition, and don't tell me that you're going to find a job on campus. Like, those things do not really do much. Try as hard as you can, secure funding, because you can have dozens of plans, but your plans wouldn't really come to pass if you're always having to stress about how to make ends meet, to pay your tuition, to pay this, to pay this. Meanwhile, your assignment is also waiting, and the professors here too, they're not really like they're not that, like, most of them, like, do the assignment, just do the work. If you don't do the work, they don't care feeling you, and that's it. And they don't really care, like, well, I couldn't pay my tuition, I was thinking about like, work is work, finance is finance. So, like, just figure out your finances. That is the one thing. If your finances are okay, every other thing is going to be okay. You don't want to be homesick, stress about your academics, and also stress about funding. The first two are okay to stress about, they are healthy stress. But then when the finances come in, oh my God, like, that is a game over for you. So please make sure that you are in good financial standing. If you don't have good financial standing, don't dare. You will regret it, trust me. And I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just telling you reality. Because a lot of guys here wouldn't tell you, but then, like, a lot of them are really going through it. And so that's the little that I would say. Make sure you are in good financial standing, at least for like the next 3 to 6 months.
Thank you. Selby?
Okay. So I think they've said a lot, and what I'll add is those applying to schools, I want to urge you, apply to any, I mean, not any school, any school. Don't be only focused on the Ivy schools. I mean, some people might want to always be at Harvard or those top schools. But the thing is that just apply to schools that you can get funding. Yes, and then when you come, just push it. You meet the opportunities. The US, so far as you land, you meet opportunities. So far as you want to get opportunities, when you work at it, you meet opportunities. So just keep applying to the schools, and then get fundings too when you apply.
Thank you, Miss Mina Entry, Mr. Patrick Selby, and Mr. Theophilus Owusu. You have indeed represented your schools well. Education USA, Kumasi, and your schools are super proud of you all. Thank you for joining us today. And to our cherished viewers, you always make this session a success. Education USA is always full of surprises. I bring you good news today. We invite you to join the Northeastern Ghana Tour for graduate students. And in Accra, it will be held at the City Conference Center, University of Ghana, this Saturday at 3 p.m. And in Kumasi on the 28th April at 3 p.m. KNUST School of Business. Meet admission directors and interact with them. Don't miss this, please. If you joined late or missed this session, you can go back and watch. Always remember our locations in Ghana. Education USA Accra is located at the Oxford Street, Osu, and in Kumasi we are on the third floor of Top Martins Complex, Asopa. Stay safe. Enjoy your weekend. Bye.